how to take the brand of Republic and embed it in the consciousness of people even before the launch of the channel.
So we are committed to working with Lakshya for the long term because that is how we believe this collaboration will yield very rich dividends for us.
See, for us, Lakshya has never been just an agency. For us, they have been more like a consultant. So we have given them the objective, what we're trying to achieve, and they've always come back with a plan to achieve that objective.
The first name in outdoor that comes to, my mind or my team's mind is certainly Lakshya, because there is a credibility behind it.
There is something about this organization that has not just helped my brand grow, but which has had an infectious feeling among our marketing teams, our brand teams, our business teams, and many people in our editorial team. And I'm deeply grateful to Lakshya and help us become the #1 media brand. As we grow in digital, we are going to lean once again on them, and in every step of our journey, we'll work with Lakshya. Thank you so much.
Grabbing 2 million eyeballs at a glance is now possible with digital OOH, scaling up your brand and offering mass reach like no other medium. In today's fast-paced world, marketers are on a lookout for affordable, target-specific and high-on visibility solutions. How do you tap one of the densest railway networks in the entire world? Is with Armour Station TV, one of its first kind of digital OOH media that is revolutionizing the world of OOH media across India. Armour has entered into a partnership with the Indian Railways to provide advertisers with over 100 million potential audiences per month. Armour Station TV attracts audiences with advertisements, infotainment and passenger information. Some of India's leading brands have already benefited from this innovative medium. In 2002, Armour Station TV forayed into the media world, providing innovative advertising solutions through LED and LCD TV screens, clubbed with high-quality, uninterrupted audio. The innovation continues, and thus 9 jumbo video walls are installed across 8 of the busiest stations in India. With a strong presence across major railway stations and an average dwell time of around 4 minutes to 7 minutes across the entire socio-economic classes and demographics, Armour Digital OOH proves itself as one of the most lucrative and trusted mediums to advertise and add value to brands. Armour's dedicated technicians are available 24/7, offering customer support and enabling seamless services with automated as well as manual announcement, all done under professional supervision. Armour thus helps brands strategically plan advertisements to engage with the audience, yielding 30% more output than conventional advertising media. According to our research, the use of audiovisual medium for interactive purposes is proven to be more memory retaining and causes an experiential and positive emotional impact on the audience. Be it electronics or fashion, travel or health products, automobile or business, event promotions or opinions and messages, match your communication as per your target. Armor screens can further be used innovatively to engage and surprise audiences with upcoming augmented and virtual reality ideas to give audiences a never-felt first-hand experience.
And on that note, we now move on to our third set of awards on strategic planning and effectiveness in OOH Media. May I now invite on stage Mr. Neil Pandya, Head Media, L'Oreal India, and Mr. Alok Jalan, Managing Director, Lux Media Group. Let's give a huge round of applause, please. Everybody towards the end. Can I hear a huge round of applause? And our first award in the category is Best Outdoor Plan, Strategy Metro. I now request the AV for the same.
Finally, the execution which all of us see in outdoor is really determined by the strategy. The strategy never reaches the customer, of course, but that is the underpinning of great, innovative, differentiating, standout outdoor work. So we had a challenge looking at the strategies and relating it to the final creative output. And we felt the winner really had a very strong strategy, well thought out concept, and a complete understanding of the product market and the customer behind what he did.
And the bronze goes to Ignite Mitra for Honda Motorcycles and Scooter India Private Limited. Let's give a huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now what's interesting in the tale is that we have two golds, and the first one goes to Madison OOH for the Mara Airline Order. Let's give a huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. And the next gold goes to Kinetic India. This is a place where we enjoy consuming content to the highest, none other than Netflix. Let's give a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I request a very, very cheerful, a very loud round of applause, highly well deserved. And our next set of awards is for the Best Outdoor Plan. strategy in non-metro. I now request the AV.
Most people talk about outdoor when it comes to metros because most of us are based in metros and most of the marketers, agencies, everyone is in metros. But a lot of times the challenge in implementing monitoring and really creating a buzz in non-metros is something that actually doesn't come into or rather doesn't attract too much attention. And there are brands which we've seen have done some amazing work in creating a lot of relevance in non-metros. It's been a very interesting use of available opportunities in outdoor, in non-metros, and creating some wonderful engagement, and that's been an eye-opener.
Well, bagging it again for the second time, the goal goes to Priya Communication. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. This is called the Brahmaputra Literary Festival 2017. Can I please hear a huge round of applause? And blowing trumpets, of course. Congratulations. And we now move on to our last subcategory in strategic planning and effectiveness in OOH media. Most effective outdoor plan. I now request the AV.
I must say that there was a lot of clarity when we were discussing and looking at various dimensions on this award. There was, the first thing we saw was whether there is clarity in communication. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, whether they are very clearly defined as separate. Is the choice of media different for every communication? When is large size used, when is small size used, when are we going for impact, when are we going for frequency, and whether all of this is tied in together. And finally, most importantly, did all of this finally result in a big output, whether there was direct response which was causal in nature. So we're very happy. I think it was fairly unanimous, and I would like to congratulate the winner.
And the goal goes to Advertising Private Limited for Amazon Garden. Can I please hear a thunderous round of applause? Highly well deserved. We all know how much we love Amazon.in. Representing themselves beautifully across platforms. and roaring the scene in fashion. I'm a personal fan. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please hear a thunderous round of applause? I thank Mr. Neil Pandya, Head Media, L'Oreal India, and Alok Jalan, Managing Director, Lux Media Group, for joining us on stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I'd like to inform you that we have randomly placed gift vouchers under your chairs, and I request you all to please kindly check, because those 10 lucky winners are going to be coming on stage to receive their exciting prize. And these are presented by none other than Alak Advertising and Publicity Private Limited. For all those who have them, please don't forget to pick your cards as you come on stage. Wow, I'm really enjoying, the scene from where I'm standing right now. I feel rather lucky.
So whosoever has it.
All right, so for all those who have them, please show off your cards and come up on stage.
Please, you stay here, we'll give you.
I request you to please stay put on stage. Don't tell me you're from Alak.
We want all 10 people on stage.
I request all 10 people to come up on stage. And how many are missing? Do we have everybody? Can somebody do the counting? 2 more. Okay. Who's that one person? Sleeping in the audience. Not fair at all. Okay.
Can we have the music, please?
Well, let's have a hearty round of applause to all our lucky winners, ladies and gentlemen. I now invite Mr. Indrajit Sen, CEO, Indian Outdoor Advertising Association, along with Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Director at Srishti, to please come up on stage to give away our next set of awards. So our fourth set of awards are our creative set of awards, in which the first subcategory is Creative Awards category for Best Outdoor Creative, Banking, Financial Services and Insurance. I now request the AV, please. And the silver goes to gentlemen towards the left, I request you to please join in. Don't forget to blow your trumpets, everybody. You have them for a reason. Many congratulations to our winners. Have to cheer for each other. I think it's very important. And we now move on to our next award for entertainment and media. I now request the AV.
You know, while judging the segment of entertainment and media, what was striking was a lot of these brands that we most typically witness on television or radio or on the conventional mediums. Today they're actually looking at out of home to break the clutter, to connect with the audience on a medium that's not really the primary point of content consumption. And without really taking names of brands that have done some great work, there's an incredible body of work where some of these known brands have looked at out of home, again very distinctly, in a very differentiated manner, in a very clutter breaking manner, in a way where they've leveraged a lot of topicality to bring home their point, to bring home their proposition. So fantastic experience judging this segment as well.
And the gold goes to India for Star Plus, Tech Talk. Let's have a continuous round of applause. And the next subcategory is for automobiles. I now request the AV.
When it comes to creativity, there are a lot of venues, when it comes to FMCG, and a lot of popular brands have done very clever and very creative campaigns. But there are certain categories where, for example, like automobiles, where creatively using that particular medium is a challenge. And we've seen some great amount of creativity being displayed in some of the entries that we've been able to judge, and you will see the winner soon.
And the silver goes to for the brand that we love, Ford Marisa art installation with 180 selfie booth. Can I please hear some of these trumpets that we have? Can we please blow them? Thank you, Mr. Indrajit Sen and Dr. Rajesh Kumar. I now invite Dibijyoti Mahapatra, Consulting Partner, Lamer Entertainment Private Limited, along with Mr. Sumit Gupta, Managing Director, Interactive Communication Services Private Limited, to give away our next set of awards. Our next subcategory for Creative Award is Fast Moving Consumer Goods. Can I now request the AV? And the silver goes to Can I hear a thunderous round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen? Congratulations to our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please hear a huge round of applause? Moving on to our next subcategory in public service and corporate social responsibility, I now request the AV.
The section on public service and awards, I think that's a critical one. That again, you get to see entries and ideas which may or may not have a very strong product or a brand connect. And I think to me, of all the entries, I think this one, the winner, had a beautiful connect with the product proposition, and at the same time was of great public service.
And since we have two silvers here, the first one goes to Panarik India for Vodafone. We all truly love their service. Can I please hear a huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen? Very well deserved indeed. And the next silver goes to Rambo Outdoor Advertising Private Limited for the Hammam. Let's have a huge round of applause, please. That's for #GoSaveOutside campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can I please hear a huge round of applause? Thank you. And the gold goes to Media Limited for Daikin, the AC bus stop campaign. Please put your hands together. Thank you, Mr. Dipjyoti Mahapatra. Thank you, Dipjyoti Mahapatra and Mr. Sumit Gupta. I now request Mr. Mukesh Gupta, CMD Graphis Ads, along with Mr. Gautam Bhirani, founder and CEO Bar Talk India, to please join us on stage and give away our next set of awards. Our next subcategory for the Creative Award is for Travel and Leisure. I now request the AV.
Apart from the multiple categories which we did judging today, one of the interesting one which I feel I love to travel and I'm into a leisure world. It was a tough competition because in this category, a lot of visual becomes important in order to explain what you actually want the users to understand. I think there were a couple of them who did really fantastic job.
And the gold goes to Google Maps. Please put your hands together and give a huge round of applause. Can I hear our trumpets blowing from the back? Louder and louder. Very well deserved, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to our winners. And our next award category is Best Outdoor Creative for Beverages and Food. I now request the AV.
See, the food and beverage category had a few entries. We looked at it from a very singular focus of saying that have they taken anything about the product, because the food and beverage category fundamentally is about what is the product that you're trying to sell and how do you kind of take an aspect of the product and try and map it onto the outdoor medium. We've awarded only one entry here. And that has come in because it's taken a very core proposition and tried to give it a very simple but yet relatable execution, and it's a keep it simple and sweet kind of a solution that they come up with, which is why we got it awarded in that category.
Let's see who the bronze goes to. Postoscope India for MTR. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Mr. Mukesh Gupta and Mr. Gautam Bhirani. Let's have a huge round of applause for all our winners, ladies and gentlemen. I now request Mr. Sundar Hemrajani, former Managing Director, Times OOH, and currently CEO and founder, NEONS Strategy, along with Mr. Santosh Smith, CEO, Capital World Media Services, and Mr. Rohan Srinivasan, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Vyoma Technologies Private Limited. I request you gentlemen to please join us on stage and give away our next set of awards. So ladies and gentlemen, our next set of awards under the subcategory is for others, like corporate, is for retail. And can I now request the AV for the same? And the bronze goes to Lux Media Limited for the Padmavati campaign. Highly loved and so very well appreciated. Can I please hear a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, I request blowing your trumpets for every single winner. Yes, I request you to please pick up your trumpets and blow them. Thank you. Wonderful. And our next set of awards under the subcategory for others, like corporate, consumer durables, and more, I now request the AV.
Out of home as a medium, as generally speaking, people feel that creativity is tough to come out in a 2D medium. What we saw as part of this process was some outstanding work coming out of fantastic brands where they used the product itself to create fantastic creative output and actually challenge the hypothesis that out of home has got limited flexibility and freedom in terms of creativity. As we said, the feeling was that yes, we've not really stretched the boundaries, and it's for us as clients and agencies to push ourselves to go and be more creative with this medium. So fantastic experience, and again, congratulations to the winners. Thank you.
And let's see who the silver goes to. TDB Max Private Limited for NEONS, the world's first shaped perusal conveyor belt. Can I please hear a huge round of applause from the back and more trumpets. And I'm rather excited to find out who the gold goes to. LED campaign. Can I please hear a thunderous round of applause from the back, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you, Mr. Hemrajani, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Srinivasan for giving away the awards. I now invite Mr. Bharat Kharbanda, Business Head, Water Solutions Business, Usha, and Mr. Anil Kumar Hirani, Managing Director from Armor Digital Out of Home. I request you to please join us on stage and give away our next set of awards. We now move on to our fifth set of awards, which are the Synergy Awards. Can I please request the AV?
Among the multiple categories which we were shortlisting, I think synergy was really important because getting synergy in out of home awards is really important. You cannot win creative idea at the back of only out of home. So there were multiple advertisers and advertising agencies who participated in this where out of home was the core medium, but multiple mediums out of home were taken into consideration. And I think this was the toughest category where in order to decide winners because multiple of them had done a really fantastic job into it. And congratulations to all of them.
And let's see who the bronze goes to. Ignite Mudra, please put your hands together for Honda Motorcycles and Scooter India Private Limited for the festival campaign. Many congratulations to our winners. Let's see who the silver goes to. Congratulations, that's Kinetic India again for Vodafone. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to our winners, and the highly well-deserved gold goes to can I please hear a huge round of applause? Can it be thunderous, please? Yes, at the back. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Kharbanda, and thank you, Mr. Anil Kumar Hirani, for joining us on stage. I now invite Mr. Anurag Batra, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief, Exchange for Media Group and Business World, along with Mr. Naval Ahuja, Director, Exchange for Media Group, and Stuart Taylor, CEO, Kinetic Worldwide UK, to please join us on stage and give away the excellent award categories. Can I please have the AV? Congratulations, our winner is Vodafone e4m OOH Campaign of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have a huge round of applause, and please pick up your horns and make sure that you blow them. Can we have the AV, please? For Media Agency of the Year. And the OOH Agency of the Year is Kinetic India. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Highly well deserved indeed. And many, many congratulations. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, Suresh, it'd be nice if you said a few words. Especially you haven't spent time in the bar, so it'll be nice. I know there's bar talk, but.
As usual, Anurag doesn't open the bar early because he wants to save money, but it's okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Media Agency of the Year. I think my team is doing a fantastic job. All my leadership team, my clients, and my media partners. I think Alok is here, Pramodji is here. Mukesh ji is here, all of whom have been great partners to us, and all of you all who are not here. This award belongs to all of us. I mean, no agency can be Media Agency of the Year without the support of the media partners, without unstinting support of clients, and a fantastic team that puts night and day behind it. And last but not the least, Anurag Batra, Naval Ahuja, Sonia, wherever you are, thank you so much for recognizing the effort. Thank you.
And can we have the AV for the Creative Agency of the Year? And the award goes to DDB Mobile Max Private Limited. Can I hear a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Now termed as the Max, ladies and gentlemen. DDB Mudra Max Private Limited, now known as the Max. Congratulations.
Sorry, I'm just butting in with permission of Anurag here. I don't know, many of you would know, and if people don't know, the DDB Mudra Max is the new Max from 10th March. Can we have a big round of applause for that? Can I invite the tribe's leadership team, Rahul Kakkad, Partho, Abhishek, to come on the stage, please? Of course, Yusuf, Som, Jairam, yeah, we all are there, and the entire team, please. Thank you so much. Come on, entire tribes team, Ignite, Tribes and Mudra. Everybody on the stage, please.
Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? To each and every single hard-working person. We all know that it never comes together with sweat, blood and toil by a team. And can we have the next AV for the OOH Advertiser of the Year? And the winner is Vodafone India Private Limited. Many congratulations. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we now finally move to the last leg of the awards with the popular choice category and can I please request the AV for the same? This is for the OOH Person of the Year. And the award goes to Suresh Balakrishna from Kinetic Advertising India. May you have your heroic moment. And please say a few words, sir. Congratulations, sir. Can we have a few words from you?
Thank you once again, Anurag, Naval, Exchange for Media. It's extremely embarrassing to win this award in front of so many knowledgeable people in the out-of-home business. I've been here 2 years and I've just about learned the composition of a flex about last week. So really, I don't know why the jury decided to give me this award. In terms of knowledge, at least, I'm way behind 90% of the people in this room. Having said that, I think my team has made me look very good. Kinetic team, all of y'all, Charan, Harjot, Abhishek, Rajiv, Andy, Rachna, Arijit, Prakash, somebody who's been around for 2 years to win this award is embarrassing at one level, but feels really good at another level. Thank you very much.
And we now move to a very special one indeed, a very, very special award, which is the Lifetime Achievement Award. Can I have the AV, please? Can we please have a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Sundar Hemrajani from Times OOH. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, very special. And it is an honor. Please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Anurag, Naval, and the jury led by Mr. Java. Well, you know, when I received a call from Naval informing me, you know, I was shocked out of my wits because I have spent total of about 12 years in this industry. 3 years as a young brand manager in Hindustan Lever, responsible for integrated hoarding program. That was a very organized program with a lot of people in this room were associated. And so that was, you know, my first stint with out of home. The second, you know, and then was the 7-year stint as a managing director of Times Out of Home, and then 2 years as an independent director of Indian Outdoor Advertising Association. And honestly, I mean, I never thought I'll survive 11 years. Okay, and I was telling Naval that while it is only 11 years, in this industry, which is so tough, 11 years is certainly a lifetime. You know, so it is, so it's an honor, and but I must thank you know, the shareholders. I can tell you that it was a leap of faith which Bennett Coleman and Company took way back in 2006, 2007 to make the 2 big acquisitions. It was a leap of faith. We had no clue about out of home, and it took a lot of courage and obviously big bucks to acquire Delhi and Mumbai airports those days. And I remember even a good friend of mine, Numi Mehta, he's not here, predicted gloom and doom. To quote, Times Out of Home, Times Group have deep pockets, have a lot of money, they will lose it all, and then they will go away after 2 years. We have not only survived, we have thrived. And I can tell you, and the reason why I talk about shareholders is that when we bid for Delhi Airport, the new Delhi Airport, our balance sheet was awash in red. Thanks to the meltdown which happened in 2008, 2009, where our business went down by almost 40%, and suddenly from where you were making some marginal profit, you were into heavy losses. And so I think that takes a lot of courage. And through thick and thin, they've been a great support to me personally and to the business. And just imagine going to MD of BCCL, Mr. Vineet Jain, and asking him to, asking for his permission and the money to bid for the New Delhi airport way back in 2009 when we had incurred huge losses. So I think that took a lot of courage. And I can't forget my team. You know, I'm here because of my team. The core team hasn't changed over years. There were a lot of changes initially because a lot of people in our company were not aligned to our values. And they had no option but to leave because we had decided that we are going to do this business with integrity and transparency. And so what if we lose some business? But that's the way we'll do our business. And people who are not aligned to this thought and these values, they left the company, which was fine. But then the people who replaced them as a part of the core team, and some of them are here, the Timda team is here, Rohit Chopra, Rajneesh Dhawan, Sumit and Jordan, they are at the back. And the people who are not here are Sharat Chandra, Aman Nanda, Shekhar, Puneet, Anand, and not to forget two people who helped us and mentored us in the first couple of years. Mr. Dennis Sullivan, who passed away a few months back, he was an integral part of our core team. In fact, he was the one who introduced us to Kinetic in London. And London was important because that's where a lot of airport business came from. And we had a huge learning. Going to Kinetic in London, let me tell you, was like a pilgrimage. Twice a year, we had to go there and understand what clients expect, how to run airport advertising. And I think that's something which was a huge learning for us. And since Stuart is here, I would like to thank him, you know, for their contribution to our success. In fact, the first big deal which we got from HSBC was thanks to Kinetic. And as I said, that people make a huge difference, but in this industry, values also do. And, you know, we had these core values of integrity, respect, meritocracy, and leadership. And leadership was not about hierarchy, it was about behavior, you know. And so that made a huge difference. And today, time's out of home, and in fact, and that's been the case over the last 5-6 years, we are market leaders in this industry, and by miles, dominant market leaders, I think, and that was important to be there. And the good thing is, and I think that's been, I was looking back and I was looking at some of the recent tenders of airports. Airport Authority of India has released a lot of tenders, and I can tell you, a lot of people have taken a leap of faith. I mean, there are companies who are not known in this airport media industry. Signpost, Oringo, Century, Prakash Arts, Khushi, Jayashree. This is apart from Times Out of Home, JC Deco and Lakshya, Pioneer, NS Publicity. They've gone and taken these airports. It is a challenge. It is a leap of faith because although it's a 10-year contract, you may end up losing money in the first couple of years to build a business. But that is an experience which we went through, and today it is one of the profit-making businesses for the entire Times Group. Two learnings which I would like to share with you, just two. There have been many, right? The first one was, the first thing we learned, and this happened at a fairly early stage, is that in the airport, we were not selling billboards inside the airports, but selling audience, airport audience to the brands. That was important. You know, the first time I went and made some calls, people said, listen, you're charging 5 lakh rupees for the media for one site in 1B terminal, which was the old jet terminal in Mumbai. Out on the Western Express Highway, you know, we get a site for 1 lakh rupees. Why should we pay you 5 times the amount? And those days, I must confess, there were a few agencies who actually boycotted us. They thought we were sort of overcharging. And so that was the first learning, which is we're not selling billboards inside the airport, but selling airport audience to the brands. The second one was don't be afraid of failures, but learn from them. Our first few steps in digital out of home, and I was listening to Stuart earlier on, some of the things we did, were blatantly wrong. I mean, the 3 sites we put up were terrible, and we had to take them down. We lost a lot of money in the process. And so when the new Delhi airport was coming up, we said, what should we do? Because 30% content has to be digital out of home. So we thought through the whole thing, we consulted a lot of people, and we came up with what you see, the format in the arrival and departure of digital out of home. And when, we didn't know how to sell digital out of home. So we got, and I don't know how many of you have heard, Tom Green from the US. In fact, he was on this platform a few years back. We got him across, and when we were, proposing it, people said, Sundar, you're spending so much money on training, I'm not sure if we'll get that sort of a revenue. I can tell you, the payback for digital out of home in Delhi airport, it is a 25-year contract. The payback happened in the first year itself. All the hardware, software, training, everything was covered in the first year itself. So it's something which, when you take these leaps, the learning curve is very sharp. The important thing is to learn and move on and move forward. I've said my piece. Thank you very much once again for this honor. This is a moment I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. I accept this on behalf of my team.
Many congratulations, sir. I request for a group photograph for all the winners. I request you to please join us on stage. Can we please have all the winners? I request you to please come on stage. I know we are nearing the end. Every single person is a winner, let me tell you that. For all those who have won, not to say that who haven't got awards tonight aren't winners, but I request all of our winners to please join us on stage. My sincerest congratulations to each one of you. Wow, I wonder if our stage can withhold everyone. It's indeed a very special moment. Yes, I request you all to kindly fit in. Just make sure you don't push each other. Wow. Glad there wasn't any kicking in there. Yes, please cheese. Please cheese and do cheer for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Many congratulations to each and every single one of you. And that brings us to the end of this edition of NEONS OOH Awards 2018. Well, I really hope to see you all next year. Please do join us for cocktails and dinner. And before I forget, it wouldn't have been possible without the amazing team of Exchange for Media. I thank Priyanka, Sonia, and definitely the entire team. It wouldn't be possible without you, Mr. Anurag. Thank you so very much. Go to the cocktails and dinner on the left-hand side. Thank you. Apologies, on the right-hand side.